Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Noah's Lounge. It's been a minute, just took a little break from doing it. Had to enjoy the holidays. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and a safe New Year's and all that. Vic, what's up? How's it going?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Good New Year's?
Yeah.
Good Christmas?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, 2020's over, so I guess just hope that 2021 is a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. Just hope for the best, I guess. I didn't really have too much planned for this episode, so I don't know. Just thought maybe we'd go back and look at 2020, just kind of reflect on the year and look at how shitty it was. Although I don't think it was that bad. Like, as bad as everyone made it out to be. It was pretty shitty, but, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of indifferent. There were obviously some, really, bad months, but I don't know.
I don't know. We made it through, so that's all that matters. It started out with Kobe dying. That was the big thing. You don't really care about basketball or any of that. You probably didn't even know anything about him. Did
No.
you even know who he was when you heard the name?
Yeah, but couldn't tell you
That's
anything
it.
about him.
Yeah. I don't even know when that was. If that was in end of January, early February, I believe. And that was just kind of the start of the year. And it just went downhill from there. Yeah. That sucked. A lot of people died this year.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe died. Chadwick Boseman died. That old bitch died. That apparently was really good and cool. I don't know.
Oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
Alex Trebek died.
Alex Trebek died. MF Doom died. He died all the way back in Halloween, but we just found out on December 31st. His family announced it. Am I missing anyone?
I'm sure. But...
Well, yeah, but any big names? I can't think of any right now. But yeah, that sucked. A lot of deaths. But yeah, I remember looking at one of my group chats and it said someone had just put on there yo, apparently Kobe died. And I was like, what the fuck? And yeah, I looked on Twitter. It was right when I woke up and I looked on Twitter and it was all over Twitter and just it was shitty. It was a bad way to start. Anything to say?
No. It's it's sad, but
It's sad, but you don't care.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah. And then COVID. COVID started in we heard about COVID in December. I remember that was the first time hearing about it. And I had heard that it started in, Wuhan, China, and I don't know if we had even had any cases in the US yet at that point in December. But I remember it was early March was when it really started to ramp up, cases in the US and everyone started freaking out. And yeah, that's pretty much when all of lockdowns started. It was March, wasn't it? March, beginning of April. That's when everything started going on, where it was
everything.
It was
closed.
Everything closed, time limits on stuff.
School moved online.
Yeah. Yeah, it was shitty. It was shitty. And I know everyone will always talk shit about how and I don't think Trump handled the virus well at all. But in terms of people criticizing him for not taking it seriously right away, no one took it seriously right away. Deadass, no one did. No one cared. For all of January and February, no one gave a shit. Everyone was going, it's just another form of the flu. That's what health experts were saying. No one was taking it seriously at that point, from what I had seen. Like, no one was. So, like, yeah, Trump didn't handle it well, but no president at that point would have handled it well. Honestly, I don't think, anyway. Because, like, no one was taking it seriously. Until they, like, finally told us to take it seriously. And then we started taking it seriously. But, I don't know. I just don't think, like... I just don't think it's fair to criticize... You know, I'll give Trump his credit for that. I don't think it's fair to criticize him in that regard. Like I said, considering that no one was fucking taking the virus seriously in, like, January and February. And people are like, Trump knew about the virus, he did nothing. No one said to do anything. Like I said, no one was taking it seriously. So, I don't know. But
Although, didn't he get rid of, like, some, like, pandemic plan
I don't know.
that was in place? Like, just in case this stuff happens?
Yeah, I think he did, but that wouldn't have made a difference. I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference. It really wouldn't have. In the long-term end of things, like, we'd be right where we are right now. Like, that wouldn't have made a difference. People think that, like, the virus would have just gone away if that was still in place. Like, it wouldn't
Well, I mean,
have done
obviously not.
it. Like,
It's not how...
I know. I'm just saying, like... I'm just saying because people are so quick to jump and be like, well, he got rid of that. And, like, yeah, he did, and it was stupid, but nothing would have changed. I just call it like I see it when it comes to Trump. That's how I've always been. Like, I call it like I see it. Like, I give him his fair, you know, credit. I criticize him as much as the next person, but I'm also quick to defend him when people just kind of spew out dumb shit. And I'm not saying that was a dumb point you just made. I'm just saying this whole thing of Trump not taking the virus seriously enough at the start, no one took it seriously enough at the start. And that's kind of where my point was coming from. But, I don't know. Anything to add?
No.
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 Yeah. I mean, it was, like, kind of scary at first. Like, when everything started closing down and it, like, got really ramped up and, like, everyone was afraid to get it. You know, obviously. And then it, like, just kind of, like the months went on and this year fucking dragged on. And then it just kind of got to a point where, me personally, I was like, you know, not fuck it as in, like, I'm not gonna wear my mask. But, I mean, you know how I feel. I think eventually, like, we all got to that point where it was like, I'm not gonna be afraid to get it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it's like, I'm probably gonna get it. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get it at some point here. Like, I'm gonna go to Walmart, get groceries, and then I'm gonna get the virus. Like, I can't really do anything about that. So, I don't know. But yeah. I mean, obviously that was the shittiest part about the year, was the pandemic, but... Anything to say?
I mean, I didn't mind staying home as much. I guess I'm more of a homebody, though. Plus, unemployment was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not saying, like, I didn't mind staying home. I didn't really give a fuck. It's just the thing of, like, just personally, like, being afraid of the virus. That was the thing. Like, I mean, why should I, you know, kind of be, I guess, afraid to get it? Because I'm a pretty healthy young kid. Obviously, other people are gonna fucking be more afraid to get it, and they should be, like any old person. But me, like, I have nothing really to fear. I have no health conditions. I have no... That doesn't mean go be reckless.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking take that out of context. That just means me personally, like, I think a lot of people just started to feel that way, where it was like, people just, that doesn't mean people, well, some people stopped taking precautions. We didn't stop taking precautions. I'm just saying people stopped being afraid of, like, getting it. Because I was afraid of getting it at first. Because I thought it was, like, the flu times, like, 100. And, like, it kind of is, like, just a worse version of that with other things as well. But I don't know. I'm not going to get into, like, how deadly the virus is. I don't know. Because I don't know if I've even had it or not. But, no. I don't know. What was another shit thing that happened this year?
I mean, I feel like the next big thing was the whole presidential election. I can't think of anything between, like, really like when lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, it was
started.
pretty much just ramping up to that, and like all summer
Oh.
long.
No, yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, it was just all summer of just kind of waiting until, basically waiting for Trump to get out of office, because like everyone knew that he wasn't going to win this election. Like everyone knew, and so it was kind of just seeing who was going to get the Democratic nomination, and then like who, you know, how the election was going to go and all that, and it, you know, yeah, it was pretty fucked. Oh, George Floyd died. That sparked, like, I can't believe you forgot about that. How dare you? Yeah, that kind of sparked like the biggest like racial justice movement in a long time, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unfortunately, it wasn't a thing where like everyone came together, because no one came together. But people like looked at, everyone agreed that how he died was bad, except for the retards that as soon as they mentioned that he had drugs in his system, they just immediately rolled with that and were like, he was gonna die either way.
Yeah, that's
which is fucking stupid. But I'm not gonna get into that. But if you think that, you're retarded. Anyway, like, people looked at that, and for the most part, everyone agreed that that was a horrible way to die. And so for like one day, everyone kind of came together, you know. But then people started marching in the streets, and then, you know, people started rioting and, you know, doing all that shit, and then it just kind of went out of control. And then everyone was just like, if you're not, like, we got so divided as a country this year, especially, as far as like the right and the left. And I mean, it started really like the last couple years of Obama being president was really where that started, where it was like, you're either a Democrat, which the Democrats all think that they're just the bee's knees and that they're the fucking high almighty people that everyone deserves the exact same things, no matter what the consequences are, like no matter what your situation is, you deserve the exact same thing as this person, and this person deserves the same, and like we should all just live happily ever after together in one big country, and just everything should be allowed, and you should be able to do this and do that, and, you know, like everything should just be accepted no matter what. Like, and if you question us, you're racist and you're homophobic, and you should probably just kill yourself because you're a terrible human being. Like, it got to be the Democrats thought that's what they were, and then the Republicans were like, well, we're kind of the old-fashioned, like, this is how kind of they both have thought about themselves for a few years now, but it's like Republicans are like, we're kind of more old-fashioned values, like, slow down on dreaming on thinking all these big ideas. How are we going to pay for it? How is it going to happen? Like, does it make sense logically? And then it just got to like, this side was like, you know, the left was like, if you disagree with us, you're racist and shit, and the right was like, well, if you disagree with us, you're just a bunch of snowflakes who get offended by fucking everything and don't take logic or science or any kind of simple reasoning. And then that kind of happened the last 2 years of Obama being president. And then Trump certainly didn't help, because Trump did, that's, you know, another thing I'll criticize Trump for. He divided the country like a motherfucker. I mean, he really was in that realm of like, if you're a Democrat, you are my enemy. Like, you are not my friend. And like, that really fucked, because his supporters were not afraid to come out of the woodwork. I mean, there's never been more of a cult-like support of a president ever.
Yeah,
since Trump was president.
That's what I've
I
been
mean,
saying.
all the hardcore megatards, that was like it. Like, who the hell is wearing Trump merchandise all over your fucking body and just standing on the side of the corner for a rally with your guns out because, you know, in the name of America? Like, if the left ever did something like that, where they all lined up in the streets, everyone had guns, and they all were wearing like Biden shirts and stuff, the right would be like, oh, they're called, it's like, that's like domestic terrorism almost, like, because they're showing like signs of maybe violence in a way. And it's like, but they're so blind that they don't even see it.
Say, like, I know, like, I've shown you a bunch of like my family, because they're super Republican. Like, they like to call like Democrats sheep, but like, isn't that kind of sheep-like?
It is sheep-like
Yeah.
because, like, okay, I tweeted quite a few months ago. Well, probably like 2 months ago now. I tweeted, I was like, I bet Trump could, like, walk on stage to a rally and just take his pants off and shit on the fucking stage, and all his supporters would cheer and be like, yeah, that's my president. I love this guy. He's so down to earth. Like, that's how they fucking think. That really is how they fucking think. They have no criticisms for Trump, and they just think everything, and they'll bend to his every will. Like, yeah, they say that the Democrats are being controlled by the governors, because governors, shut stuff down and tell you what you can and can't do and everything.
But the thing,
But they will fucking listen to anything Trump said. If Trump had come out right away and been like, wear masks, there should be a nationwide mask mandate, it should be enforced, I'm going to enforce it because I think everyone should wear masks. If Trump had ever said that, all the Republicans would have agreed with him, and it would have been like, yep, I've been saying it the whole time, we should all wear masks, because that is that is a Democrat-Republican issue. The Republicans don't want to wear the masks. That's how it is. But they would have listened. Like, if Trump had just come out and said, like, everyone should wear your mask, and if you don't wear your mask, you're a fucking idiot, like, everyone would listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone would have, because they don't even, they're so brainwashed by it. They really are. Like, they're more sheep than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, all you hardcore Trumpers out there, if you hear this, like, I'm sorry, but it's the fucking truth. Like, you're so brainwashed, you don't even see it yet. Like, you don't even think, who the hell decides to spend their fucking nice, like, Saturday afternoon, weather's fucking 80 degrees, and you decide to go out on your boat and cover it in Trump flags and sail with other boats for, like, 5 hours straight? That's fun. The Trump boat parade? Why? How fucking weird is that? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Who are you fucking people? Like, I'm sorry. Who the fuck? Like, that's so stupid. Whatever. Just my opinion. Like, that's not to say I don't like, I'm a big fan of, like, freedom of expression and all that shit. And, like, if you want to wave your Trump flag, I love it. I love to see it. Wear your Make America Great Again hat and wave your Trump flag and put it on the back of your pickup truck and all that. I love it. Like, do it, because I don't care. I'm a big fan of freedom of expression. Do whatever you want. If you want to put that, you should do it, and you shouldn't be criticized. You shouldn't walk down the street wearing a MAGA hat and get criticized by people. No one should come up to you and rip off your hat or film you or just start beating you up out of nowhere because you're wearing a MAGA hat. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm just a big believer in that. But at the same time, then you shouldn't fucking do it to, like, people waving, like, a Biden flag or a Black Lives Matter flag or anything like that. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. What were we talking about before we just kind of ranted about how...
How Trump...
Oh, yeah,
divided.
we're, like, really... Yeah. We got really divided as a nation more than ever this year, and beyond repair. Like, there's no like, if a 9/11 happened today, another situation like that, it wouldn't be a situation where 9/11 the nation came together as one and everyone came together and, like, agreed, like, justice needs to be served. This is insane. How could this happen? How could we let this happen? We let ourselves down. Let's pick ourselves back up and let's go. That would never happen. It would be this side saying, like, justice needs to be served, and we need to, pause everything else that's going on right now, and we demand justice, and we need to go get it using force or however. It would be one side saying that, and the other side saying, well, America's such a shithole, we had it coming, like, I'm glad it happened, something like this needed to happen, like, and that's where we're at today. Like, that's how it would be. We wouldn't come together as one. It would be people defending, basically, like, a terrorist attack. Like, that is where we're at. I
really don't think people would say that they're glad.
Oh,
that
yeah, no, people, are you kidding me? People would fucking be so happy that it happened. Because no, you're not on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Yeah. I'm in the cesspool of, like, all the bullshit autistic people that are on Twitter that just spew out the dumbest shit ever. And yes, people would be happy that happened, and they would be like, you got to understand, these are the same people that will go onto Twitter and will demand that, people who are against, like, trans people or anything like that be censored because they deem it hate speech, which it's not hate speech to say that you disagree with trans rights. I'm not going to get into that, but go look up the definition of hate speech. That's not hate speech. But people go on Twitter and they're like, Twitter, every time the Twitter account tweets, like their actual account, they'll tweet something, people will be like, hey, so when are you going to make Twitter a better place by like banning, J.K. Rowling or this Joe Rogan because he's had on people who disagree with trans rights and all that stuff. And like they're like, you need to ban them. You need to ban these hateful accounts. You need to censor them. Like, okay, fine. Censor them. Now it goes both ways. Now you need to go and you need to look back and you need to ban every single Twitter account by a person who wished death upon Trump or Trump supporters or wished for violence on them and wish that Trump would have died when he got COVID and wish that all Trump supporters would die and call for violence. Like, that's what it is. People do that all the time. But no, you don't see anyone calling for censorship of them and saying you should ban every single person who has wished death or violence on the Caitlyn, the gun girl, the college gun girl, because she's one of the most hated people on Twitter. Like, if you're going to ban these people who tweet out something like, I disagree with so-and-so, you need to ban these people who, like, wish for death and violence upon, I'm just saying, it goes both ways. I'm a big believer in that kind of shit. But back to what we were saying, like, I'm on fucking Twitter. I see the people out there and, like, some of the horrible things that they tweet. I mean, for God's sakes, it's kind of different. They did it, so when 9/11 happened, like, when the anniversary happened this year, people got all buildings matter trending on Twitter. Yeah, basically, I thought it was funny because it was like them saying, like, you see how stupid it sounds when you say all lives matter to Black Lives Matter? Like, all buildings matter. What about the other buildings that may have went down that day? Why don't we give them love? Why is it only the Twin Towers? It's stupid, but, like, it does get the point across. But I'm just saying, like, trust me, people would get on social media and would be like, if a terrorist attack happened today, like, people would be okay with it, is what I'm trying to say. There legitimately are people out there that would be okay with it, Because that's just how divided we are, We'll never get along again, like, ever, For 4 years, it was just the left bitching about how Trump's not my president, and now for this 4 years, it's going to be the right bitching about how Biden's not my president and they stole the election and all that, and, like, that's how it's going to be. And that's how it's going to be for a while now. Like I said, it's pretty much the relationship between, like, both sides really is tarnished. Like, no, you don't get along anymore. It's either, like, you're my enemy, Anything to say? Anything to add?
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Like, I have family members that are hardcore Republicans that would never in their life imagine speaking to a liberal, And then, of course, it goes vice versa. I know I got some Democratic friends that aren't nice or talk nice to people who are Republicans, and they just immediately judge.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is.
I mean, my family's the same way. Like, if you even, like, tell them that, like,
If you ever said you're a liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And it's, like, all these questions, like, why do you hate God? Which is, like...
Because every Democrat hates God, apparently.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it's become now. It literally has become, like, if you're not a Republican... For the Republican side, if you're not a Republican, you're a fucking piece of shit. And then the Democrats, like, that's what they think. If you're not a Democrat, you're a piece of shit. That's why we need more people like me who are independent and who think that both sides are fucking stupid and, like... Not both of them have good values and bad values, but that's why I don't conform to one. Like, I'm an independent. I don't give too many fucks about politics. I'll talk about it, like we are kind of right now, but I don't give too many fucks about it because at the end of the day, it's not changing my life. And people need to stop acting like it has changed their life, Like, I saw a tweet one time, and it was this random bitch, and she was like, so is it possible to, and like, I'm sure she was, like, joking, kinda, but her tweet was like, is it possible to sue Trump for PTSD and for years of like psychological abuse just from him being president? And it's like, okay, you would be in the exact same position you're in now if someone else had been president. Like, Trump being president did not affect like 90% of America's lives. I'm in the same spot right now that I would have been 4 fucking years ago. And people need to get like realize that and get over that, you know. What do you have to say? Because you look like you're disagreeing with me. You're just kind of giving me this weird look. Would you really be anywhere else right now if Hillary was president?
I mean, probably not.
No.
But I know there were like a couple instances where, at least for like women's rights, potentially like there was talk of shit
Potentially,
happening.
but did it happen?
No.
No. And then that's it. Did it happen? No.
But
no.
still stressful, like.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, you don't have to worry about it.
No, but I will give you that. I do sympathize with that. But did it happen? No. And was it ever going to gain any ground? Not really. But like that, dude, that's all I'm saying. Your life is not that affected by, you know, Trump being president. That's all I'm saying. That's not me being this, you know, Trumper, this big Trump, you know, ass kiss or anything. I just call it like I see it. In my life, I'll even, you know, me personally, and pretty much everyone that I know, no one's lives would be different right now if Hillary had been president or if Trump, you know, was president. And then if Trump had won this election or Biden won this election, like, it wouldn't have mattered. That's all I'm saying. I just think people need to calm down, you know. But, yeah. So, yeah. George Floyd died. And that really made the nation, like, more divided than ever. Which sucks that, you know, something like that could have brought the nation together more, but, you know. It didn't, so. And now we're ruined forever. But, you know, we need more people like me out there who are smart. We need more smart people. More smart, open-minded people. Right? But yeah. I don't know. Election happened, and that was funny. The debates were funny.
Yeah, the fucking fly.
The fly on
Pence's
Pence.
head.
Yeah, I didn't watch the vice president. I don't give a shit about either of them. Kamala or Pence. I don't care about either of those two. They're both terrible people, so fuck them. But the first debate with Biden and Trump was fantastic to watch.
I didn't watch
Biden
that
did
one.
really good. Right, because everyone figured he was really going to struggle. Like, speaking and just doing whatever. He was really good, though. It was good. Trump was so stupid. Trump made himself look like a goddamn idiot out there.
Well, like when you're interrupting the moderator.
Yeah, like you're really just interrupting the moderator. You're fighting with the moderator more. And then people are like, his fucking dumbass supporters are like, that moderator was so, like, in love with Biden. It was told the fix was in. He was fine. Like, dude, Trump was the one fighting the moderator because the moderator would be like, hey, guys, let's shut the fuck up and move on. And Trump would be like, well, I'm trying to move on, please. And it's like, that's how it was. It was fucking stupid to watch. That's another, like, Trump did not do himself any favors in that debate. I know you, like you say, you didn't watch it, but I watched it, and it was a fucking horrible show. He wasn't that bad. When him and Hillary debated, Trump did awesome. Like, I'll give him credit right there. Trump was really good. He was terrible in this debate. He sucked. Like, Biden won that by a fucking mile.
Like, from what I
Because
saw.
Biden kept a cool head and was just calm, cool, and collected and answered every single question. And Trump never answered, like, a single question. He immediately just would point the finger. Moderator would ask a question, he would ask Trump, and then Trump would say, well, this is how he would do it. And this is bad, so that's why you vote for me. He would never answer the question. It was just finger pointing.
Yeah.
You know, Biden would, like, look at the camera and say, like, I'm speaking to you, you know, as America. I'll do this. I have a plan in place, and blah, blah, blah. And then Trump would just be like, he doesn't have a plan in place. Let me tell you why it would be bad if he was president right now, how he would handle it. Instead of Trump just answering the questions, you know, he just came off too hot, basically, in attack mode. But Yeah. And then Biden won. Biden won, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, just get used to it. If you're a hardcore Trumper, I'm sorry, but it's just get over it. Biden won. Come on. There's not going to be... They haven't found anything yet. They're not going to find anything. They're not going to overturn anything.
Like,
Biden won.
even if they did do, like, recounts only... Like, that's not going to overturn how many votes Biden got. Like, recounts maybe would... A couple, like, 1,000 at the most. Which is nowhere near what Trump needed to win.
Yeah. I don't know. Man.
Although,
Dude, I gotta get a higher... Sorry, I don't want to... I need a higher fucking chair. I'm always, like, slumped down. I can't sit straight like this. Like, I don't know how people do that. I have to, like, lean my ass forward a little. And now I feel like I have to, like, tilt my head up to, like, talk into the mic more. This fucking sucks. I need to get a better chair. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I don't remember.
I'm sorry. Man. Also, I just want to say, I know I just spent the last few minutes, criticizing hardcore, liberals and hardcore Republicans. That doesn't mean support who you want to support, obviously. I'm a big,
Just don't be
again,
a dick
freedom
about
of
it.
expression, freedom. Yeah, but like just don't be an idiot, Don't be an idiot. That's my thing. Like, support who you want to fucking support, but don't be like,
Don't belittle those that...
Don't belittle those who don't support what you support, Yeah. There you go, Victoria. You should be president someday. You'd be awesome.
No.
Yeah. What else happened this year that was shitty?
The wildfire. Or not like the wildfire, but the fire that started from that gender reveal party.
Yeah, it was a wildfire.
Yeah.
You can call it wild. Yeah. Yeah. A gender reveal party started a fire, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Weren't the fires in Australia, didn't that start this year too? Like, that got really bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, man. That
And
was shitty.
didn't the whole thing with, like, the rainforest, did that happen this year?
The rainforest?
Wasn't there... Yeah.
I don't know.
Or the
What
Amazon
happened?
or
Did
whatever.
they close down? Oh, a rainforest cafe? It's one of your favorite restaurants. I don't know. What, did they destroy part of a rainforest or something, or what?
Or, like, I don't remember if this was, like, the end of 2019 or, like, the beginning of 2020. But, like, didn't they, like, either, like, cut down enough, like, too many trees, or they got burned to, like, a point where, like, it's gonna be hard to, like...
Maybe they, I don't know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I think
know
that
I
was
cried
more
about
towards
it,
the,
so.
Yeah, I know you cried about it. I think that was more towards the tail end of 2019. I believe, but I could be wrong. The year went by fucking fast.
Yeah.
That's one positive, I guess. The year flew by, but it's always going to fly by. But Vikings had another disappointing season.
Yeah.
That was probably my least favorite thing about the year, was the Vikings season. Like, man, I just gotta rant about this too. Like, it was doomed from the start. It really was. Like, it before the first game, it was just like, Danielle Hunter is injured, and he's missed like a fourth practice in a row now, and it was like, fuck, But everyone was like, it's just a tweak. Mike Zimmer was like, it's just a fucking tweak. He's gonna be fine. We expect him to be, fully healthy week 1. And then we traded for Yannick Ngakoue from the Jaguars. And I was fucking hyped. And I was like, okay, we just got a younger, better replacement for Everson Griffin leaving us. Like, we are going to be so fucking good on defense this year. Because even though the corners are all rookies and young, unproven guys, and, like, Mike Hughes was starting for corner, like, he's kind of sucked, but it was like, even though they're all young, unproven, or Mike Hughes, like, our pass rush will cover that up. Because if your corners are bad, you can cover that up if you have a good pass rush. Because when you start disrupting things, it's easy to... It's more easier for a cornerback to get adjusted and get, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like, oh, Danielle Hunter is on injury reserve. And this year, because of COVID and all that, they changed it. So basically that means you have to miss 3 games, but you can come back. So like, he's going to miss 3 games. But we're hopeful that he'll come back. And it was like, okay, well, we still got Yannick Ngakoue. If Adio Denebo is a beast, like, he'll go in there for Danielle Hunter. We'll be fine. And then, like, week 1 happened, and we played the Packers, and it was fucking horrible. And all the corners played like shit. Mike Hughes is a bust, by the way. Like, Mike Hughes is a fucking bust. He's maybe more so for injury, because his first season he tore his ACL, and he just wasn't the same. He tore his ACL, then he came back, then he broke his neck at the end of last year, and then this year he broke his neck again. Like, the guy is an injury bust. I think he's going to be gone. I really do. So, like, he sucked. The rookie corners were not good, but that was kind of to be expected. No, like, real training camp, no preseason games, no OTAs. Like, they had a bad game. Couldn't get a pass rush. Defense just sucked. Then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Danielle Hunter went and got a second opinion on his neck. And everyone knew that he was going to be out for the season. And then he was out for the season. And then it was like, fuck. And then it just snowballed right from there. I mean, we had such a terrible start to the fucking season. And I was very hopeful. And we just had a fucking horrible start. And yeah, I don't know. It sucked. That defense was bad. And like, it got better after our bye week, slightly, but then Kendricks got injured and was out for like 6 games, the last like 6 games of the season, pretty much. I think anyway. And it just never was good. Cause like Danielle Hunter was injured. Michael Pierce opted out before the season even started. And he was going to be the guy that would like make our run defense really good. And he opted out because he has asthma. And so, and then Anthony Barr got injured like very early on in the season. Holton Hill was, I think, a second-year cornerback. He sucked after like being good whenever he played last year. He was fucking terrible. He was just awful the whole year. And it was just Anthony Harris regressed. Afadio Denebo regressed. He's just not a 3-down guy. He's a good rotational guy, but he's not good to play like all these snaps. And so it just was like Zimmer does deserve some blame, but at the same time, when you lose that many people and like you have that many injuries, you got people opting out, and you've got all these young guys, like what more can you do? If they're just not going to perform that well, what else can you do? But God, it was such a fucking disappointing season. The offense was good. Kirk Cousins was good. I mean, I'm a huge Cousins fan. You know that. But, like, Cousins was fucking amazing. He had a great season. He had his best season, in my opinion. Like, he threw 35 touchdowns, only 13 picks to that. That's still kind of high. I like interceptions to be a little bit lower than that. But, like, I don't know. He had a good season. The offense was great. Dalvin Cook had his best season. The offensive line was better. Slightly better, anyway, this year. But it still sucked. Mainly just because of some of the personnel that we had out there. Like Drew Samia, for a few weeks, he was terrible. Dakota Dozier, we should cut him because he sucks. But, like, God, just a disappointing year. It really did suck.
Well, at least Justin Jefferson broke that record.
Yeah, Jefferson. Like, there were bright spots for sure. Like, Cousins had his best season. Jefferson was a beast. Dalvin was a beast. The offensive line, like Ezra Cleveland, looks like a really, really good pick from this past year's draft. Bradbury, our center, is a beast. Reef, who we brought back this year, we were going to cut him. He came back, restructured a contract, and came back with us, and he had the best season of his career. O'Neal's just really solid. It's really just with Dakota Dozier, man. Just get rid of him, put Brett Jones in his place, and, like, we've got a good offensive line, but Our rookie corners improved throughout the end of the season. So like Cam Dantzler looks like a stud. Gladney looks like a stud. Harrison Hand looks really good. So, I mean, there were some bright spots, but and like it'll definitely be better next year. Like our defense will be back to being like a top 10 unit because we'll have Daniil Hunter back, and we'll have Pierce back, and Barr back, and Kendricks will be back healthy, and all the young guys another year in the same system. So like it'll be good, but it sucked. Yeah, I don't know. So that was another shitty part of the year, but yeah. What?
Nothing. I guess, did you see our schedule for next year?
I did see it.
What do you think?
It looks fine. I don't know. It's not bad. I'm not going to sit here and go through each game and predict like a win or a loss, but like it, I like it. It looks like a fine schedule. We'll see. We'll see how the other teams do, but yeah, overall 2020 did like suck. But there were some good things that came out of it. Lil Uzi dropped Eternal Atake. That was a good album. That was a fire album. I love that. So Kanye dropped Jesus is King. I think that was this year. I'm very certain. I'm going to look that up, but I'm pretty sure that was this year. But I thought Jesus is King was a really good album. Other people hated it, but people just hate on Kanye. But oh, never mind. It was released... What? It was released last year?
You mean 2 years ago now?
Whatever. Yeah. 2019. October 2019. I did not know that. Alright, never mind. It came out in 2019. I thought it came out in 2020, but I guess I was wrong. So, but I don't know. Or some other good things that happened, I guess. Nothing?
I don't know.
Can't think of anything. I don't know. I can't think of anything either, actually. Yeah, I guess 2020 was pretty awful. It was kind of shit, but... What else happened? I'm trying to think of anything, like, good that happened. The Astros got exposed for fucking cheating in the World Series. I don't really give a fuck about baseball, but still, like, that was pretty cool. I was glad to see them get exposed, and, they should have had the championship taken away from them, I think, but whatever, so
I mean,
that was one thing.
Didn't the Lakers win? I don't know what the basketball, championship is, but...
The NBA championship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lakers won. That was pretty cool. LeBron James got his 4th ring. People said it didn't count because they, did the bubble. Like, they went to Florida and then did the bubble. And people said that it was, like, an easy path. They always say it's a Mickey Mouse ring and it doesn't count. And I don't know. Those people are stupid. Yeah, so that was cool. But, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully 2021's better, I guess. But man, I don't know. What else you want to talk about? What's something that's gone on like in the world in the last couple weeks that's like popular or something that we can talk about?
The only I guess a new thing that I've kind of I don't know, have been kind of paying attention to is the whole... I guess I don't know where it is, if it's Alaska or where it is, but where potentially oil is going to be drilled. It's one of the most diverse ecosystems. Bunch of polar bears there. Probably going to get destroyed.
The polar bears are going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
That sucks. I haven't heard about that. Damn.
Hold on, I'm going to see if I can find where it is.
Kim and Kanye are apparently going to get a divorce officially. So, that sucks. but guarantee the album that he drops after like the aftermath of all that is gonna be fucking fire. But yeah, I felt like it was a long time coming because like their relationship had just been kind of shitty. But I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, right here on Twitter it says they're officially getting a divorce. That sucks.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like some other stuff that's happened recently, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, I guess, is potentially going to be like land used to drill oil.
And that's there. It's going to be like. I'm sorry. Where is it going to be done?
The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. In Alaska. Which, like, if oiling actually does happen, it will destroy the ecosystem. So.
Damn, well, that sucks. Well, all in the name of oil. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have any other, like, topics off the top of my head that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl?
I guess, I don't know. I don't know who's going to the Super Bowl, but.
Well, we don't know that yet either. The playoffs haven't even started. You fucking silly goose. If you had to pick one team to win it all, who are you picking?
I really think either like Green Bay or maybe the Bills.
I'm picking the Bills. I think the Bills win it all. Well, okay. That's who I would want to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
If one team's going to win it, I want it to be the Bills. But I do think it'll be Bills-Packers Super Bowl, which sucks as a Vikings fan. But hey, man, the Packers, they're a good team. They're better than last year, so.
Rodgers has something to prove.
Yeah, okay. You keep saying that.
Well, like, they draft his replacement.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he had something to prove, but, like, it's Aaron Rodgers, so, like, really surprised that he had a great season. Like, probably not, because he's just fucking great. And he's going to win the MVP, and he deserves it, so. Yeah. I don't know. Man. I can't believe that. You know, another thing, too, that sucks, like, just about the Vikings is, like, for how bad of a season it really was for us, like, we still had a chance to, like, make the playoffs. Like, if we had beat the Saints on Christmas Day, and then, like, you know, we did beat the Lions on this past Sunday, like, we'd be in the playoffs, because everything that we needed to happen, like, happened. The Cardinals had to have lost their last two games, which they did, and the Bears had to have lost one of their last two games, which happened. So if we had somehow beat the Saints, like, and then we obviously beat the Lions, like, we'd be in the playoffs.
I mean,
which really sucks. That
do you think
everything
we actually like would have gotten far into the playoffs?
I don't know. Probably not, but at least we would have been able to say we made the playoffs. But I'm also rooting for the Washington football team.
Oh yeah,
they're the
they're
the underdogs, and I'm rooting for them. I would love to see them somehow, some way make it.
The football team winning the football championship.
The football team winning the Super Bowl. That would be great. So, hopefully that happens.
God, I hope they never change their name.
No, they're gonna change it. They need to change it. It's so stupid. The football team.
It's awesome.
No, it sucks, but they'll change it eventually. They'll find a name, but it's not gonna happen next year. Like next year, it's already like been decided that like they're also gonna be called the football team for next season. But yeah, I don't know. How long have we even been going? 50 minutes. God, this chair fucking sucks, dude. I need to get I need to get an office chair like you have. I should just go out and buy one of these days for doing this, because this chair sucks. It's so uncomfortable. God. Well, what else do you want to talk about? What's going on? What's going on in the life of Victoria? What's your day? Or how's your day been?
I mean, my day's been fine.
Anything else to add? Nothing going on? No big plans?
I mean, I guess my plans are kind of contingent on how things go later on in the year. I guess both of our plans, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I would just talk about sports more, but I know not everyone is into sports, so I don't want to bore people when talking about it, because, you know, to be honest, a decent amount of our friends like just don't give that much of a fuck about sports. So like, well, you don't care about sports at all. You just like are more in the know, mainly because of me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some other random shit happened this year. Cyberpunk 2077 came out and was shitty. Apparently, I haven't played it, but I mean, people said they liked the game and they liked the story, but like,
just really buggy.
It's really buggy and glitchy and just fucking awful because they released it, you know, early. But and I do get the side of the people that kind of defend them and say like, well, you know, the public wanted them to stop delaying it, and so they stopped delaying it and they released it. And they said, fine, you guys want it right now, we'll release it right now. Excuse me. And then they released it in the state it was in. But that doesn't, like, you can't do that. You can't say that even though you're going to release it now. Were you yawning and trying not to open your mouth? I could tell. That looked weird. It looked like you were having a stroke over there. Why don't you just yawn? Just let it out. Just open your mouth.
Well, now I don't have to.
Well. I was wondering what the fuck you were doing. I thought you were like gonna throw up. I was like, Vic, what the hell? But no. Anyway, like you can't say that the game is going to be They said we won't release a game that's not playable, and it's kind of not playable for a lot of people, especially if you're still playing on last gen consoles. You know, PS4, Xbox One, especially if you have the original PS4 and Xbox One, like the release day, which a lot of people still have. Like, the game fucking sucks and doesn't even run on those systems, pretty much. Like, you can't do that. But gaming companies, they need to be held to a higher standard. Instead of releasing games that suck right away and then get fixed a couple months later because of patches and, you know, updates and stuff. Like, how about you release the game pretty close to perfect now? You know? Instead of releasing these buggy, glitchy messes, you know? Because not everyone has a fucking $3,000 gaming PC that runs on, like, fucking 8.5 gigashits compared to, like, the $1,000 PC that runs on 4.5 megafarts. Like, I don't know. You know? Release a game that is good, you know, and that people, like, can play right out of the gate. Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077, I was gonna buy it too when it came out. I just didn't. I honestly don't want to right now. So
Probably a good idea.
And then Call of Duty came out, new Call of Duty, which like no one that I know like is really playing it besides a couple people. Like not a lot of people bought it. It just kind of released. Like all of a sudden it came out and people were like, "Oh, cool, new Call of Duty." But like it's gotten okay reviews. I heard the story's good. I heard the multiplayer's decent enough, but they didn't have that many maps.
only one map for zombies, and I don't know. Just no one cared. But yeah. Man, anything else happen? No.
Not that I can think of.
Not that I can think of either. I think we pretty much went over everything that was shitty about this year. Any other good stuff happen? I feel like there was more decent enough things that happened. No, nothing.
No idea.
Yeah. Sorry for the long pauses, but we're just trying to think of more stuff to talk about as far as like what happened in 2020, but I think we touched on pretty much everything.
At least the big stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. Well, I guess that's it. I got really nothing more to talk about. I'm sure you're excited to get done with this because you don't like doing this with me, but I appreciate it. And Vic does a good job. Doesn't Vic do a good job out people out there? Doesn't Vic do a great job? I think she does a good job. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna have a next episode out. I want the next one to like finally have guests on for sure. I just gotta get one more mic, which I'll do. I'll probably use my Stimmy for that.
Must be nice to get a stimmy.
Yeah, well. Be independent. Don't have your parents claim you. But, yeah, I guess that's it. So, kind of another shorter episode. I don't even know how long we've been running. Not even an hour. That's all right, though. But, yeah, I'll have more topics for sure for the next one. Plus, I want to have guests on, like, for sure. I've been saying that for a couple episodes now, but I definitely want to have guests on for the next episode, like, without a doubt. So, I'll make sure that happens. But yeah, I guess thanks for watching and listening, for those who have continued to watch and listen. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to Noah's Lounge on Twitter, at Noah's Lounge Pod, and blah, 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 and do all that, because that's pretty much where I update everything, so, yeah, well, I guess that's it, so, I'll see y'all later, so, goodbye.